Sorry about that. I'll start again. Welcome to Midnight Madness. I just got a phone call, so I had to restart the whole thing. So what we've got here going is we've got unity, which talks about the family or community that comes like-minded people together. So it could be spiritually based, it could be to do with like spiritual readers online, or it could be to do with a church group, just as that you're supported by the people that you live with. So that's a really nice card to pull. Then we've got here the Three of Pentacles. This is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn card, and it says 3 opportunities coming in for work, which is creative field. So you might be in a creative endeavour, whether you do sewing, painting, writing, journaling, cooking. You might be a really good cook, and so you might get commissioned to do work for a paying job, which would be really nice if you were, you might do makeup or something like that. So that's what it's talking about there. Then we've got, in the past, we've got the Six of Pentacles. And this is talking about 6 months ago. Six of Pentacles is usually 6 months past. And it talks about you might have been doing volunteer work. You were volunteering your time and effort to someone. Whether you did like lifeline volunteering or volunteering at a homeless shelter or volunteering cleaning services to people that are from overseas like I was. It talks about just volunteering, and mentoring people as well. So that's a nice card to pull. Then we've got the recent past, and that's the 10 of Cups. So that might be like 10 weeks ago. It just means a coming together of family, mending like family rifts, raising children wisely, and family or friends that feel like family. You might have adopted people along the way that you found to be good friends that, looked after you and looked out for you. So that's what it's saying there for Leo energy. And then you've also got here, this is you. This is either a male or female, could be both, which is a younger energy. You got a younger fire sign around you, Leo, Sagittarian or Aries. And the decks that I'm reading today is the Fairy Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. And I'm also reading with the Enchanted map by Colette-Baron-Reid and Wisdom of the Tarot. Oh, it's Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid as well. I'm burning incense from the Healing Smudge from the Rainbow Runner, which I get all my incense sticks from and all my crystals from. And I'm using Natio Rose Geranium to burn today because that's a really good uplifting fragrance, and it's good for cold and flu. So if you've got a little bit of a flu, or you might be feeling a bit run down, Rose Geranium is good for the heart chakra, and geranium is good to clear out any nasties and any lurgies. And I've got the Bird of Paradise up there, which is one of my favourites. It used to grow out the front of my grandparents' house. And I was reading a book by Doreen Virtue on healing with the flowers, and she says that it cleans your aura. So it's actually a protection of your aura. So if anyone's trying to steal your good energy, that's putting your aura up. It's like a guard at the front door. And then I've got here my little Ganush, and he's there to attract luck and good fortune through the front door. I got that from another shop called Enigma. They've got really good stuff in there. They've got crystals, they've got jewellery, they have beautiful incense sticks as well. And they have a certain type of oil that I used to get, which I've forgotten to go back and get. A massage oil, which has got frankincense and everything like that. It's good to massage people with. So when you're stressed out, you can use it on your feet, your neck, and throat chakra. I think it works with the chakras as well. Then we've got here renewal. This is to do with a death. You've come through something in the future, and you might be having a transformation or revising on how you live your life. And see the small animals around, that's the Taurus energy around. So it can be transformation either through diet, lifestyle, exercise, or maybe it's a death of a place of where you live. You no longer hold attachments to those people, and you may want to start afresh with a new set of people or a new set of community values. Doesn't necessarily mean death, it just can mean like a transformation. It's Scorpio season energy, which we're currently just coming in, or still in. So I'll just pull another couple of cards. It can also mean like judgment can be like you're passing judgment but you don't mean to. You're being too judgmental, and maybe you need to stop being so quick to judge others and look at your own self in your own backyard before you judge other people. It's to have more of an open mind to other people instead of being so defensive. You've got to be allowing that everyone's struggling with their own stuff because of COVID and separation of families and things like that. And, you know, my grandfather's not well at the moment, so I'm dealing with that. So grief is, you know, a common theme around Christmas time. We might not be able to be with our loved ones because of distance, time, or space. So, you know, we're missing our close family. And nothing's stable at the moment. Everything's up in the air. So that's the type of grieving process of not knowing where your next place is going to live, where your next meal is going to come from because of job loss. There's a lot of grief going on at the moment. I'm sure the grief counsellors are very busy. But if anyone needs to talk to someone, I recommend Lifeline, 131114. Really good phone Lifeline people. They're just there to help and encourage. And if you're having suicidal thoughts, you can reach out and there's someone that to walk you through and talk to you and just be there to listen. Sometimes that's all you need is someone to listen. I often call them just with things I'm struggling with or I'm worried about or wanting some advice on. Strength. So this is definitely your energy. It's the Leo card. You're a very strong individual, very proud, as that line is very proud. But he's also strong, but he's also, you know, he doesn't want people to mistake his kindness for weakness. He's not weak, but he's very strong and very proud and very stoic. But he's very kind as well and very generous. That's a typical Leo. It just says here, the grace and inner strength needed to overcome any challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. So it says to forgive the past, forgive the pain, so you can move forward. It doesn't mean you agree with what they did. It is just, if you can forgive them, then you can move forward for your own self and meet people that you're meant to be with if you've come out of a breakup or a separation of family or separation of partnership. So that's what you need to learn to do. I think Oprah said on one of her shows, forgiveness was one of her hardest lessons to learn when she used to have Dr. Phil on, who was really cool. I love Dr. Phil. Oh, too many cards. I can't read all those cards. Sorry, Leo. I know you like the attention, but I can't read all those cards. Okay. So Leos, and well, Leos in particular, usually on the stage. They're people that are either actors or singers or in the spotlight in some shape or form. That's a Leo. That's a typical Leo. And so for the Leo, I would pick up a tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is for courage, strength. Oh, so you may have a group of toxic people around you, Leo. There's 5 different people and 5 different energies. Fortune 500 company for some people. It's to talk about walking away from a dishonest association or people that don't have your best interests at heart. They may come across as caring, but they're manipulative. So just be aware of snakes in the grass. That's all I can say on that one. You'll know who they are. You just have to put your shield up. Put your bird of paradise out in front of you, your house. Or another one, someone told me was bougainvillea. Is it bougainvillea? Oh, someone can write it in the comments. Bougainvillea is a plant that's like a tiny flower, and it's got all these little, it's called the paper flower. It's got all these guarded type, like a geometrical patterns surrounding the bud in the centre, and it's usually red, I think. And they usually plant them at the front of the house to ward off negative influences or bad thoughts from other people. So the other thing I used to do is put salt at my door. I always put salt and paprika and chili to ward off evil as well. Or burn incense, which I'm doing. Okay, what have we got here? They all wanted to come out and then they all went quiet. No, there we are. You may have an Aquarian around you. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, that's around you. Very strong, patient, funny people. They are the life of the party, just like Leos. That's why they get along so well. There's the sun and moon quality. So you've got the balance of the sun always looking for the moon, to complement them. So one might be a real sunny, happy disposition. The other one might be a night owl as well. That's another thing. You might struggle with sleep, the moon. It's usually driven by, the Aquarian is the Tower card in the tarot deck. For a Gemini as well, Geminis are drawn by Mercury, And Uranus is also that energy that's kind of quick to change, very changeable. So they may have kind of moody behaviour. They're very moody. You might get them good on good days, and on other days they might not want to talk to you or know about you. So don't take offence. It's just their shifting energy, especially Libra. Libras go and oscillate backwards and forwards between what they're thinking about and what they're trying to understand, their negative and their positive thought patterns. So that's the Libra. And then you've got the Gemini energy, which is two of everything, and they kind of get mentally drained by other people, so they might just need a lot of alone time, as Aquarians do as well. So that's that card there. It says, let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. Don't focus on relationships right now. So this person around you is not focused on finding anyone. They're just busy building their career, and usually they are career-minded people. Left of field type of people. Think outside the box. They could be divorced, widowed, separated individuals. They could be, they might like to go to garage sales and find things. Like they're very thrifty with their money. They're diplomatic, and they'll listen to you, and they'll be really good friends. But they're also really good public speakers. So if you need an MC, I'd probably look at someone like them. These air signs that can do all these things. So there's that. They use their logic rather than their heart. So they live in their head more than their heart, the air signs. It's very hard to get them to connect the two. That's their challenge in the lifetimes that they live. Whereas Leo is all heart. They've got the fire and the passion and the creativity, and they are always encouraging people and being positive role models. That's what they try to do, instill positivity, which is really good when your darkest days. You need someone to lift your mood. If you're in a really bad headspace, it's nice to have someone that's there for you. Okay, so in your future, Leo, we've got here the Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords being, again, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Your hopes and fears could be related to either losing this individual, or if you've already lost them, to try and reconnect and maybe do a healing of some sort. So if they're not constantly around you right now. But see her, she's in the ice, she's out there in the snow. That's the sort of person you're dealing with. They're very cold. It takes a lot for them to open up to people, and when they do, they open up. But then if you cross them, you betray them, they will shut down. They will just leave. They'll get their hat and walk out the door. They don't like getting involved in arguments. They're not that type of people, and if they do, you've got to be really pushed to get them involved. They don't want drama. And Leos, unfortunately, crave drama, so they tend to avoid Leos for that reason. They don't want to be involved. It's exactly, they shut down. And in order to get away from that negative energy, they may isolate a lot, which is not good for their mental health. So you need to be around people, but sometimes you also need to pull your energy back to renew, because they've got a lot of mental telepathy, mental energy. There's a lot of mental gymnastics going on with the air signs, so they're constantly on the go. They get exhausted mentally. They're cerebral. Okay, and we've got bottom of the deck. Oh, you're going to get downloads when you're sleeping. So Leo, you'll get information given to you on how to go about a situation, and a gut feeling on how to communicate clearly and accurately without being, offensive, or without treading on anyone's toes. Yeah, and that's what it's saying. And watch the gossip, Leo. You like the gossip. It's not important for you to get involved in it. In fact, steer away from it. What I've learned in working with women or people is that you don't get involved in the gossip. You just go, oh yeah, that's nice. Or you might share a bit of information about yourself, but then try and keep the rest on the down low unless you really know them. Because gossip it can be harmful. So be careful. You can tread on people's hearts and not even realise it, Leo, because you're such a strong energy. You tend to tread on daffodils by accident. So there's that one there. All right, now we've got these other cards which are to do with, I guess, an oracle card. Which you've got the Enchanted Tarot by Colette-Baron-Reid. We've got nice imagery on this one as well. Oh, that flew out. Okay, Leo, one ring circus. So it says you may feel like your life is on display and a bit of a circus at the moment. Oh, that's going to just sit there. Next card to pull. Well, you may be involved with someone that is Russian. That's another thing I'm coming up with, because Russian circuses were very popular in the late 1800s. So you may actually have someone around you that's either acted in movies, is an actor, and has acted in, I'm getting it specifically for one person, like Water for Elephants. You might have been the actor that was in that. You might have Leo in your birth chart or something like that. And you could be Rob Patterson. I could be reading for Rob Patterson right now, because he was involved and he was looking after the animals. He's a vet in the circus. Oh, we've got Talisman. That's a really good card to get. I pulled this for a Gemini friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. Talks about holding on to something that draws in what you need. See, she's got that chain. It looks like a globe, and she's drawing in what she needs to protect her energy, but also to guard her from harm's way. That's what I get with that card. Anyone's negative energy, she just cuts it with her talismans and her practices and rituals and smudge sticking and salt around the front door. Sometimes you get energy vampires too, so watch out for energy vampires, because being a Leo, having such a sunny disposition and a sunny nature, people can steal that good energy because they might be vibrating really low. So just watch out for people trying to steal your good mood, your good vibe. And if you feel the need to get outside, because if you can connect with the earth and the air and outdoors, that will bring in that good energy back into your home, into your room, or wherever you're living, into your home. Earth is really important to connect to, especially when everything's going on in the world. It's good to get grounded by being in the ground, eating foods that are from the earth, potatoes, carrots, things like that. Whoa, that's way too many cards. I think I remember reading an autobiography of Audrey Hepburn's, and she says in one of her autobiographies, something to do with, she liked or discovered that she gets boys, and she was an ambassador for the human rights activism, which Angelina Jolie now does. She talks about how putting vegetables of all different colours helps to balance her mood, which what she was actually telling everyone was her chakras were aligned by having all different coloured vegetables in her pastas that she used to make for her and her boys. I always kind of have a nod to Audrey Hepburn because she's a very classy lady, but she was also a really good person, and she had led a very tough life. She came from a war-torn country and still managed to make it really big in Hollywood. Whoa, that's interesting. We've got Sacred Pool. Okay, so for some Leos, they need to be near water or have a salt bath or detoxify in a salt bath. They're saying sometimes it's good to put, like oils in your bathtub, maybe lavender to relax at night time, or in the shower. You can use lavender body wash on your hair, on your skin, and inhale it and just sit in the shower and let the heat engulf you with all the scent. Or ylang yalang's really good too. Maybe take a candle in there with you into the bathroom or into the shower, or you can put it on the bench and just like turn the lights off and inhale that aroma, and it'll change your mood. It'll make you sleepy. I find laying in a bath, if you can, with that scent and all those oils and all those things, you can just lay back and be submerged, and it'll help settle you. Being basically flat on your back is really good to stretch out every little muscle that couldn't have a kink in it. Sacred Pool. That's Ophelia. That's on that card. My favourite painting. In the Romantics. Alright, so we've got here Talisman, because that's a good card to pick. Right, 49. An observer. Well, maybe you're observing someone. That's something for someone too out there. That's the wrong card, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a message. Someone is observing you at the moment, Leo. Observing you and taking notice and seeing what mood you're in. Maybe you're under observation. Making sure that you're safe from harm's way. Wisdom allows you to recognise traps on the roads and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It enables you to quickly gather information that where you are on your journey. It helps you recognise your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. So I said, if you've come through some type of journey or vision quest where you had to survive certain obstacles in your path in order to prove to someone that you were fit for a job, is what I'm getting. Maybe you're doing a work safety health cover risk assessment, and they're going through all the paperwork, and they've just got to tick off a few boxes to make sure you're okay to go back to work. You may have had an injury, you may have been hospitalised, or that's what I'm getting about, being observed under observation for a while to make sure you're right to return to work cover. That's what I was getting. So that's for one specific person out there. And we've got here One Ring Circus is 15. Okay. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognise that all the wisdom you've acquired makes you particularly confident, capable, self-assured. Self-reliance is important to you. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining very clear boundaries between you and another person. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and the others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships, and you'll attract who mirrors back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. And then you've got the Sacred Pool, which is 47. You may have Cancer in your chart. It's a possibility. There's a fair bit of water and earth in this, especially this card here. It's showing the pool, the pond, and then another pond card. When you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? The Sacred Pool asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. We all are works in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Reflect by the Sacred Pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come? How magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious and you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed but celebrated. See that love within you and know that if you cast it upon the water, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety, confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever the inquiry. So that's a positive card as well. Maybe you've been in the past overexposed, I'm getting, from if you're in theatre or if you're on stage, you might have felt a sense of overexposure and wanting to retreat to some calmer waters where you're not known or recognised. I'm getting someone liking to dress up and disguise themselves so no one knows who they are. Under a wig, false mustache, different hair colour. You're a bit of a chameleon. You can change yourself from one minute to the next with the help of prop work. I'm getting props, and smoke and mirrors is another thing. That's what I'm getting. Okay, never-ending story. Oh, so something that is bugging you is coming back around. So this could be a family dynamics, a house dynamics, could be it could be a health dynamic. Like it may seem to come around annually. Like you might be well from December through till, I don't know, July, May, June, July, and then all of a sudden, as soon as that month hits in November, Scorpio month, which is a year of death, a month of death, that's when you come and get sick again. That could be it. You get like either mentally drained or physically drained, and you need to reboot or reassess your food and lifestyle choices. There you go. We've got the fates. This is to do with the three fates: the maiden, the crone, the maiden. I think it's middle age, and then the crone, something like that. The three fates, and they looked after the spinning wheel. So maybe it's talking about in 1 year's time things will turn around. Instead of what's been going on, you might have a reoccurring pattern of pain or past pain or grief or reoccurring set of circumstances which are going to end in 1 year's time. So that would be good for someone out there. Hopefully things turn around completely for you and things start to look up and expand. An expansion would be good. 37, never-ending story. Self-criticism, the wounded ego. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection, humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, all manner of suffering born of unnecessary drama. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today you know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small whisper, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie and wants to protect you and needs to be seen as a victim. Do not play the victim, because the victim mentality will draw in more abuse from a person, place or thing. So be strong, stand up for yourself, speak your truth, but not in an aggressive way, just in a communication style that maybe will work for all parties. Write a note on, like we've got a notice board, write a note on the notice board. I don't appreciate this and this. Can we have a meeting on how to do this and how to look after whatever we're doing for a shared living situation? I'm not happy with my healthcare plan. Can we adjust my care? If you're not well, can I adjust my care? And keep checking in and getting it and tweaking it, all my medication and tweaking that. So today, know that none of you it's actually true. The sky is not falling. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part. Small and vulnerable and easily soothed. Sometimes your heart enters into a contract with another that results in pain. Not because of abuse or neglect, but for some other complex reason. Shame, fear of intimacy, low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is. However, right now you have an opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old ones, telling yourself that you are unlovable, that you are ugly, that you've got low self-esteem, that you're not going to be a good partner in a relationship. This is all negative self-talk, so you need to avoid the negative self-talk and begin the new story. Tell yourself, have compassion for the part of you that believes all the narratives, none of them were true anyway. So sometimes people will talk about you in a certain way, or I don't know, make you feel a certain way that you don't feel worthy, or try to talk over you. So you're not, you're just speaking to be heard, but you're not actually wanting to listen. And sometimes you gain more by listening than by speaking. That's a trick I found out with Japanese culture. You speak less, listen more. Communication is key. Hope that helps someone out there. That's all I have for the sign of Leo.